Welcome, everybody. This is Kirk Williams with College Access Group. We are live here on Facebook and where else are we on? YouTube Live. We're on YouTube Live as well. And we really appreciate you guys coming in and saying hello to us and just really, participating with us. This is we're really talking about the Access College and Career Fair, and we're on the main stage. That's us right now on the main stage. But you can also go to collegeaccessgroup.net and / ACCF Virtual to see a lot of our colleges that we have going on right now. Colleges that we have recruiters that are in their booths right now, wanting to chat with you, wanting to talk with you, wanting to give you great information about your next steps in going to college. Or if you want to get into a career, we have several different recruiters and professionals in different careers. Like House of Blues Music Forward Foundation, Los Angeles College of Music, they're in. We have some others that will be coming up in our second session in October, so make sure you stay tuned with us from there. This is the last day of this session, the session one, and we're here until 3:30 p.m. today, Pacific Standard Time, and then be ready for our next one coming up in October. So that's going to be a great one. We have some additional colleges that are going to be coming in and connecting with us. So you don't want to miss that. But enough about that. So again, collegeaccessgroup.net. Right now, we are on live on the main stage with Chad Gregorius. And make sure I got that name right. Did I get it right, Chad?
You did.
Fantastic. Chad is with us from Clark County School District. He's a high school counselor specialist, and wanted to bring him in and welcome him to the stage and just having a great conversation about what's going on with the school district and with counseling and in this pandemic. It's a crazy, crazy time for us all. But Chad, thank you for joining us and welcome to the main stage.
Thanks for having me, Kirk. It's great to be here, and I'm very excited to just have these conversations with as many people as possible. As we've talked about before, so many things have changed since the pandemic hit us that everyone is just, I guess, doing their best to find their new footing and what the new normal is going to look like. So, I hope we can talk more about that today.
Well, hey, you're right. Thank you again for joining us, and let's jump right into that because that's really what we want to talk about. The things that we had to do to change, to pivot, to adjust to this new world. And it all happened really, really fast, right? How did you guys feel when you had to do that with dealing with the school district and the counseling department? How did you guys handle that quick change in April and in March?
I guess we're pretty lucky that we have a really good communication system with between central office and the school counselors in the building. So we were able to just continue that conversation. Sorry.
No, don't pause it.
We've had to navigate all sorts of things. Like sometimes the doorbell rings and your dogs go crazy, and that just happens when you're live. But we changed pretty quickly to navigate the digital world. We helped arm counselors really quickly with changes to how things are going to be different, how they're going to. Oh my gosh, this is terrible. They'll calm down in a minute.
Don't worry. I have two of them.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Chad.
They're quiet now. Good. Okay. We were able to react pretty quickly. We've been in communication with all the CCSD leadership to try and get as much information out to the schools as possible who are supporting the students. So that's kind of been our MO since this whole thing started, is encouraging families and students to go to talk to their school counselors, express whatever concerns they have, whatever needs they have, and then we can hopefully just get everything they need.
Wow, that's great. I'm glad we have that here. And for those that don't know, I'm here in Las Vegas in Southern Nevada area, and we're talking with Chad with the Clark County School District that manages everything education-wise in Southern Nevada, pretty much. And they were able to adjust quickly. That's really good. For those students that are still kind of trying to figure out things, and specifically since we're on the main stage with College Access Group, how have you guys been able to, talk with students, or what should students be doing when it comes to trying to figure out what next steps we should be taking, or what I should be doing right now as a student getting ready to go to college. What should I be doing in this pandemic era that we're in? What should I be doing as a student?
That is a great question. Of course, there's a lot of nuance to the answer. I guess I would start with seniors this year. If you're going to be graduating in June of 21, then you might have a different path than any other student in school right now. So we'll start with seniors. You should really be refining your college list right now and submitting your applications. A lot of admissions requirements have been changing because of the pandemic. A lot of schools are going test optional. There's just a lot of changes. So if you have your list of potential colleges ready to go, I'm suggesting 5 or 6, then you can at least reach out to those schools first, get an idea of how their admissions processes have changed, and get your application and all the materials in as soon as possible. Now, if you're not a senior and you're a junior, sort of getting into the mindset, or even freshman and sophomore, if you're getting into the mindset of what college access is going to look like, I guess the truth is every single day things are changing and evolving with this pandemic. So familiarize yourself with admissions requirements right now for the schools that you're interested in. Definitely develop your list of 5 or 6 schools that you're considering, and then just, I guess, keep track of those schools. Reach out early, make a connection with an admissions representative, so that when you do reach out again later on, or in the fall of your senior year, they'll remember you. They'll be able to give you all the updates.
Fantastic. That's good advice, man. Very good advice. Have to be really, communication has always been the key. When you're connecting with, trying to get to college, or trying to talk with, trying to make make that list, you need to really communicate and figure out what you want to do now. So it's been, that's all we can do. It's not like we can just go somewhere right now and do a college tour and see where we might want to go. Everything is communication now. Everything, you have to talk to them. You have to actually reach out. So I think you're spot on with encouraging students. Doesn't matter if you're a senior or if you're a freshman, you have to build your list, but you have to communicate. You have to talk with them. And what a great resource that schools have, or students have, in their school counselor, right? They have that resource available to them. It's time for them to really, really jump in and start talking with your school counselor. Would you agree with that?
100%. Yes. Reach out to your school counselor. Tell them what you're doing. Ask questions that you don't know the answers to yet. They're the most equipped to support you at the school level. And I guess another little tip would be that if you reach out to the colleges that you're considering, they'll take it from there. All they need is your name, your email address, and the fact that you're interested, and they will make sure to follow up with you. So if you really want to make it as easy as possible, pick your schools, reach out to them with your contact info, let them know you're interested, and they will continue to follow up with you and get you the right information.
That's good. Yeah, they sure will. And we even have several of them right here at our collegeaccessgroup.net/ACCF Virtual. They're still there online, waiting and ready to have great conversations with you, connect with you. And if you're a student, if you're a parent, even if you're an educator, maybe you want to go and check it out and connect with them yourself. They're a great resource. They are there available to you to talk, and they're available. So I encourage everyone, go to the website. We're there until 3:30 p.m. today, and then we have another session coming up in October 6th through the 8th. But they are a great resource that you can go and talk to right now. Chad is going to be in there. They have a booth as well. I don't know how long they're going to be there. They only have like a little bit of time to talk, but Chad is also available. If you have any questions, if you don't ask them here, you can ask them in his virtual booth at the college fair. And then if not, you can always have access to your school counselor. They are there. You need to talk to them. You need to let them help you. There are a lot of kids out there, but you know what? You need to be the one that goes and has that conversation with that counselor, and they can help you. And they're willing, they're ready. We all been here in this place at home, talking to back and forth. We need to continue to have conversations with students, like Chad mentioned. So that's a great thing. Chad, what else? There's another issue that I like to bring up, and I want to make sure I get your perspective on it. And we mentioned test optional. So the SAT, ACT, those are some things, those are big tests that students really, have to do or had. It was part of them going to college. Now we're getting information about test optional or maybe not even having the test at all. How do you guys here at your office, how do the school counselors handle that when it comes to having conversations with students about the SAT and the ACT?
It's a bit of a game changer, I'll be honest with you. When schools have these kinds of flexible admissions requirements, we really try to work with students about what their overall package looks like. So what their entire admissions application is going to look like to a college. So we would, instead of focusing so much on test scores, we would start to look at other parts of the application, like the resume, your personal statement, how you tell your story is a really important aspect of your college admissions package. So we would look and help students really help define what that story looks like, help students uncover specific things about their past, where they're at, what their goals are, that really helps them stand out from the pack. So yeah, and there's plenty of resources and things that you can find online as well. Although your school counselor knows you probably a little better than some random internet website. So that's a good idea to go there. Testing requirements, now that everybody is sort of in quarantine and the schools are still kind of shut down for having people on campus right now, the testing situation, we don't really know what to expect for the spring when most of the testing occurs. So we're going to kind of hang back and be prepared for whatever happens. Juniors will probably still have to take the ACT at some point, but that's free if you're in CCSD, which is the school district in Las Vegas that we have. So you don't really need to worry about paying for those tests. And that's another, I guess, angle to test optional or tests not needed, is it could be a money saver for some families.
Absolutely. That's great. And thank you for that perspective and for letting us know that you guys are monitoring the situation, you're involved, and you're going to see what happens. But one thing I wanted to make sure we mention is that we're not saying that do not take the test at all. Don't take it. That's not something that we're saying. Still, we want you to do that, right?
Oh gosh, absolutely. If you had planned on taking ACT, SAT, some SAT subject area tests, please continue to do so. The score reports that you get from these exams are wildly important and very insightful. So even if you don't need them for admissions, it's still these tests and these score reports give you a lot of really valuable information about where your strengths and weaknesses are as a learner. And it might even help you sort of finalize some career goals for yourself. So it'll even, like some of the score reports, if you access them online, they'll connect to people with scores like you tend to go into the following career fields or take the following majors in college. So if you're uncertain about some of those answers right now, taking these tests might still help you uncover some of those answers.
That's great information. That's right. And a lot of people don't know that they have that built-in career awareness type of thing inside of those tests, those results. So I'm glad you brought that up. Glad you mentioned that. And I also would say that when it tells you a little bit about what kind of learner you might be, it might also help you in some of those classes, because we know that going to school, doing well in school, getting good grades, that's like the number one area for you to build up your resume to go to college, right? It's going to school, not school, going to school, but doing well in those classes. And the rigor is also a part of that. Sometimes these SAT, ACT scores and all of the reports can help you define exactly what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, some of those things that you need to work on. And you can also share that with your teachers or with your counselors so that they can help you navigate the next steps in life, right?
You 100% hit it. That's like it's a gold mine of information for the student to use for self-exploration, but also for parents to use, for school counselors to use, even for teachers. If you didn't score where you thought you were in a math section, for instance, then you can talk to your math teacher. Well, like, I scored low here. I thought I was a little bit stronger in this than it's telling me. did I just have a bad test day? What can the math teacher give you for additional support? Khan Academy, of course, is a very good resource that a lot of students use. It is aligned with some of the national tests as well. So you can use your score reports to get really specific like study and preparation skills assessments on there.
Very cool. Yeah, I like Khan Academy. When they first came out, I was like all on it.
I remember the TED Talk from years ago. I was like, wow, this is so cool. I can't wait. And now it's everywhere. I love it.
Yeah, I do too. So one more thing I wanted to mention to you before I let you go. Now, we don't have a whole lot of time here, and I told you it was going to be brief, but I wanted to ask you, we're doing the platform here with Access College and Career Fair. There are other college fairs, but that are going to be happening or that are happening around the country and even in our city, in our town, in our area. Is that something that students should look to do, parents should look to do, is come to these kind of college fairs or these kind of education events that are done virtually? Should that be something that they would add to their repertoire when it comes to trying to figure out what next steps they should do when trying to go to college or trying to go into the workforce when they get out of high school?
I would absolutely recommend that you get to speak with or get materials from as many colleges as you can right now. And you're right, October is very busy with college access. There's going to be a lot of fairs and events coming up. You can talk to your school counselor about what events are available in your area and which ones you might want to consider. But almost every day in October, at least, I can see like just random things coming up. The other really, yes, so definitely get to talk to as many colleges as you can. It would be really helpful because some of these fairs are huge. There's hundreds of colleges represented, and that could be overwhelming. So one thing that students can do and their students and their families can do is to go into these events with a list of schools that you absolutely want to see and schools that you want to talk to. And I would start by going to those booths, those virtual booths first, gathering materials, try and get some face time with those reps and let them see who you are, express your interest, because this is something that admissions representatives, they remember, they know that you were at this event, they track that information, and that can sometimes come into play when they're making admissions decisions. So definitely let them see you. And then also for seniors this year, especially if you're planning to go to college, you absolutely need to start doing your FAFSA when it becomes available October 1st. That's right? We would be remiss if we're doing a college access event and we didn't talk about FAFSA. So just remember, if you're a senior and you're planning to attend college next, you absolutely need your FAFSA, and it becomes available October 1st.
Yes, indeed. Thank you very much for bringing that up, bringing that into this discussion. And I would just, I actually would encourage any student that may possibly kind of sort of not want to go to college, but you think that you might kind of want to go to college, complete your FAFSA. Do it, do it, because you never know what's going to happen in 2 months from now. You don't know what's going to happen 5 minutes from now, let alone when it comes down to, when you're May, April, and you really want to make a decision and you're choosing, I think I might want to go to college. You want to have that FAFSA already completed. Some schools will take a look at that and have you have to be able to add that to your scholarship if you want to get a scholarship. Sometimes, or actually a lot of times, the scholarship will require you to have a FAFSA completed, so you want to do that. You really want to do that because you want to get as much free money to go to college as possible. And a lot of times the FAFSA is the one thing that schools want you to have completed. You may not even qualify for FAFSA sometimes for those loans or things like that, but they still want you to complete the FAFSA. So
yeah, that's a really good point. It's like the one thing that schools can use to make sure that they're comparing everybody as equitably as possible. So a lot of schools, even if you end up not getting federal financial aid from them, they will still want to see your FAFSA to make sure that they understand your financial situation. Most families, it's the student and at least one parent needs to complete, parent or guardian needs to complete the FAFSA together. But you can get it done in as little as 30 minutes. in most cases. So this isn't a huge time investment, but it definitely saves you time down the line. And for students or family members that cannot fill out a FAFSA for various reasons, that's important for you to go to your school's financial aid office. So let's say you're admitted to UNLV, for instance, University of Nevada, Las Vegas, and you cannot fill out a FAFSA, then you would want to let them know. The financial aid office, tell them that you can't do it. They usually have something called an alternative need or an alternate need form for you to do instead, and that will be used to see if they can get any grants or scholarships for you.
That's right. That's correct. So there's availability for everyone to get to college, to do what if you want to go to college, you can. If you think you might kind of want to go to college, you can. Fill out that FAFSA. It opens up October 1. So we're telling you now. So when it comes to October 1, you will be ready. Don't wait. October 1 hits. That's the time you do it. Don't wait until, I got plenty of time. I don't go to college until, May or June. No. You need to complete the FAFSA. October 1, when it comes open, available, start the process, getting it done, and ask for help if you need help. We'll have some help at Access College and Career Fair coming up session 2. We'll have some people that are going to be able to help you with that. But we want you to also go to your school counselor. They know you best. They know more about you than we would know, and they can help you. So with that said, I thank you, Chad. I appreciate you coming on. 20 minutes. I told you it's going to be about 20 minutes.
Yeah, thank you.
Took a minute over on your time, but I truly appreciate you being here.
From here, I'm going to go into the breakout room until 2 p.m.
Fantastic.
So if anyone has questions, I'll be in the breakout room.
So he's going to be in the breakout room. So I want you guys to go to collegeaccessgroup.net/ACCF Virtual. Go, and once you get there, when you register, you can go right into the fair. Scroll down and you'll see the Clark County School District logo, the CCSD School District logo, and click that. Meet up with Chad. Talk to him about any and every question that you have, any situation that you want to talk to about going to college, about guidance and counseling, all those things. Chad is there in the college fair to talk with you, to help you. And then there's all the other colleges that are there: Pacific University of Oregon, University of Nevada, Reno, Nevada State College, CSN, Vanguard University, all these colleges, New Mexico Tech. I know I'm missing a whole lot of them. DigiPenn Institute of Technology, House of Blues Music Forum Foundation. They're all there to go and check with them and engage with them. We really appreciate you, Chad, for being here. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. So with that said, everybody have a great day. Go to the college fair, and we'll see you then. You guys have a great one. Take care.